Hello, everyone, and welcome to On Purpose Astrology. Today, I'm going to be looking at what the sun in our birth chart means for our life purpose. The sun is one of the planets, one of the points in our chart that has a lot to say about our purpose in life, our direction, our journey through life. Our sun is our identity, our very essence. It makes up a part of our unique individuality. The sun in its sign, but also in its house and its aspects. And also the way it fits with the so-called big three, with the big three is the sun, the moon, and the ascendant, how those work together. I'll be looking at the big three in future videos, but today the focus is on the sun. And I'm going to, first of all, say a little bit about what the sun means generally in life purpose astrology, and then look at the sun in Aries and Taurus in particular. I thought I would do videos with 2 signs at a time for the sun because it's a big topic and you don't have to be watching it for hours. So it'll be easier to find the sign that you're interested in. And also it's just more fun to do lots of short videos than it is to do a really long one. So the sun represents our journey through life, how we follow our journey, how we follow our direction in life. If we want to live an on-purpose life, find our life purpose, live our life purpose, we need direction. The sun can help us with that direction. It's who we are at our heart. The sun rules the heart. Hand on heart. What do I love? What do I love to do? What do I like to do? What enthuses me? What gives me vitality? Once you embark on the path of your sun, you have embarked on your so-called hero's journey. The hero's journey is the journey of doing the thing we are here to do and doing it that also helps the world of all humanity as well. If you watch the video that preceded this, in which I talk generally about what life purpose is, my take on my beliefs on what life purpose is, it is about finding that balance between doing what you love, what lights you up, the sun, what lights you up, also what serves as well, and finding the balance between those two. That's what it's like to follow your hero's journey. That's what it's like to follow the sun in your chart in a positive way, in a purposeful way, on a path, in a direction. So as I said, the heart is really important. When you're following your heart, you feel as if you have direction in life. You feel as if you're following the direction. Vitality. I've already talked about the sun as being a representation of your vitality. So how you're living your life. How much vitality do you have for what you do? What lights you up? If you're lit up, you're in your heart. What drains you? What puts your light out? Perhaps that's trying to tell you that you're not quite on track, or perhaps it's trying to tell you that you're working too hard and you need a rest, you need more balance, or perhaps it's trying to tell you when you're drained that you're putting up a lot of resistance that might not be necessary. But generally speaking, what lights you up is what is for you. What lights you up in a positive way, and obviously what lights others up as well. The sun also represents the father and authority figures. So another question you might ask yourself is, are you on your own path, or are you following the path laid out for you by your father or your forebears? It's a good question to ask if you are thinking of committing to trying to find or live a more purposeful, on-purpose life. Live your life purpose. Does the path you're on bring you that vitality I've just talked about and fulfillment? Can you look to your heart? Can you look to your heart and think, oh, I want to develop these qualities? Can you feel in your heart what your sun is trying to tell you? And do you feel like you want to live those qualities? Then you are living in your heart. Then you are living the purpose of your sun, just by having the intention and following your heart. So the sun shows up the qualities we have come to develop in this incarnation. It shows us those qualities. The path helps to clear and find the path for us, helps us to develop in a very purposeful way. So now I'm going to look at the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. That's actually Taurus. There we go, Aries. So if you have the sun in Aries, ask yourself, am I doing my own thing? Aries, sun in Aries is here to do its own thing. There are other things that might mitigate that in your chart, of course, but pure sun in Aries is here to do its own thing. So, you know, if you're doing your own thing, then you're doing it with vitality and enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, independently, in a pioneering way and in a motivated way. Then you know that you are living your sun in Aries purpose. You're here to follow your own path. You're here, actually, we talk about the sun and we talk about life purpose. It's not just about your own life and your own direction. It's about how you give something back. Aries can be known to be selfish. No, it's not. Aries might look independent, look like it's doing their own thing, but what they're really doing, they're forging a path for others to follow. Not in a competitive way. It's negative, I think, for Aries to be too competitive, to want to be better than anyone else, to win, to be, you know, numero uno. The natural leader in Aries will always find people who will follow, because Aries will be independently forging its own path, pioneering, going its own way, and people will naturally want to follow. And that is one of the greatest contributions that a sun in Aries can give. As I said, independence. That's the essence of it, independence. Independence in a different way to other signs. We'll talk about other signs that also can be independent, slightly different. It's going straight on, straight forward, straight as an arrow, single point of focus, no distraction. That is pure Aries as well. Self-motivation. So if you're the kind of sun in Aries who gets out of bed and wants to get on with it, then you are on track, right? You're in the right direction. Hopefully you're going in the right direction. You might be going in the wrong direction. But again, you'll feel it in your heart if you aren't, if you really take the time to reflect. Reflectiveness might not be so much of an Aryan trait. Perhaps there's other places in your chart where you can find reflection. But there'll be a kind of an instinctive knowing when you're on the right track with Aries. Acting with courage. Courage and bravery. Courage is a trait, a higher purpose trait for Aries. Because when we talk about courage, we don't talk about lack of fear. We talk about there's fear, but you do it anyway. That's Aries. But do it with integrity, honesty, and directness. At best, Aries is honest, not brutally honest. I don't like that phrase, brutally honest. It sounds horrible. It sounds like it's going to upset somebody. But it's just honest and true to themselves and honest with others. Aries doesn't want to stand still. It's excited by life. It's excited by the new. That's where that pioneering spirit comes in, the explorer. It's a fire sign. It wants to set things alight in a beautiful way, not in a destructive way. Think of the fire creating, the creative, raw energy of fire, not the destructive energy of fire. So if you're an Aries and you're not on purpose, you'll be feeling perhaps demotivated, lacking enthusiasm, even lazy, relying on others too much rather than going your own way and being independent and self-motivating. Overly worried about what other people think of you. As I said, you forge your own path. You're looking forward. You're not looking backwards. It's a forward-looking sign. You're looking back if you're kind of wondering, oh, if anyone follow me, am I doing great? No, just carry on forward so long as you feel in your heart you're going in the right direction. And if you're not, just change direction. Something fast about the Aries energy. If you're feeling bored or you've gotten into complaining, that's another sign as well that you're not living your sun in Aries most purposefully. Aries, of course, is associated with conflict. All of us in life, we come across conflict with others and problems and obstacles to overcome and to sort out. That's fine. The Aries way is to sort of push through and move on. You'll rarely find a pure Arian who will ever hold a grudge. just get on with it. But if you're finding conflict coming up too much, fighting and battling, then that's another sign that you might not be living the true higher purpose of the sign of Aries, if that's your sun sign. So I hope that's given you some food for thought. And we're going to move on to Taurus now, which is a very different sign. While Aries can be impatient, Taurus is calmer. It's very patient. While Aries is excitable, as I said, Taurus is calmer. So if you have Sun in Taurus, you were born to be the rock that everyone can depend upon. But be careful if you have Sun in Taurus that you're not put upon, that you're reliable and you get things done and people say, oh, she'll do it or he'll do it because they're a Taurus, whatever. Don't forget there's that balance between looking after yourself and your own purpose, living your purpose in a way that's authentic to you in your heart, as well as serving others. But a Taurus is on purpose when they are doing something practical and pragmatic. They deal in the realism, the realistic, can we build this? Can we make this? Can we make this happen? Is it realistic? If it's not, a Taurus will let you know. It's one of the gifts of Taurus. While an Aries thinks anything is possible, and a Gemini has got like a million ideas and doesn't know which one to think about, which is great in itself. All of these things are great in itself. There's no right or wrong. When you're a Taurus, you'll know whether it can work or not. If you're too stuck, which Taurus can get stuck, then you might not think you can make anything work, and that's a clue that perhaps you are losing direction and not being the purposeful Taurus that you were born to be. While Aries is fast, slow and steady progress is the path, the life path, the hero's journey for Taurus. Building something tangible is the Taurian thing, building and maintaining. Often that's to do with the Taurian need for stability and security. So when a Arian, for example, needs to rush across a bridge, I'm talking a metaphorical bridge, wants to forge this bridge and go forward and other people to follow, Taurus comes along and makes sure that bridge is stable, make sure that bridge is secure, make sure that path is well paved so that others can follow. Taurus likes to build something in their lives. This is why Taurus is often associated with wanting financial security as well. So financial security, that might be another path of helping not just self, but others to have financial security. Might be another path, just one of many paths for Sun in Taurus. There's no rush with Taurus, though. It's step by step. As I say, ultimately, the path of Taurus is to build stability and security in practical ways for self and also in the world. There's a steadfastness for Taurus. Loyalty as well. Loyalty. A Taurus never changes its mind. If you're friends with a Taurus, they will be your friend forever. They will be a loyal friend. Long after Aries and Gemini have gone off and found new exciting people, that's fine. Taurus will always be there unless you hurt them deeply, and then they will be off and they will actually bear a grudge as well. So that's another thing. If you're a Taurus and you feel yourself bearing grudges, that's a sign that perhaps you need to let go a little bit. So it's also the path of Taurus to enjoy and to demonstrate the enjoyment of essential pleasures of life. Food, nature, physical touch, it's a very sensual sign. Beauty, art, the finer things in life. At best, when Taurus Sun is on purpose, they bring harmony to whatever they touch. They bring beauty. They bring an aesthetic. It's a Venus-ruled sign. If Taurus is off purpose, They can get stuck, they can stagnate. Slow and steady is great and perfect, and that's the way things that will last. Taurus, as I say, security and stability. So it wants to build a life that has a lasting impact on self and other. But slow when things can become difficult, when there's obstacles to overcome, Taurus can stand still. That need for security can mean there's a fear of change with Taurus. That's another thing to think about if you are looking to live a more purposeful and an on purpose, your life purpose. If you have Sun in Taurus, if things are ground to a halt, think about what you're resisting, where you're standing still, what blocks have come that you haven't quite gotten over. But once Taurus starts to sort out a problem, they will not stop until that problem is finished. They are fantastic. They might take their time to think about it. They might get stuck for a little while, but once that movement starts again, there's no stopping Taurus. Which is another beautiful gift to the world for Taurians, Sun Taurians, to bring to the world. Also related to security and stability is that Taurus likes to own things and people. And so that's another clue. If any Taurus is getting very possessive, then that's a clue that you might be a little bit off track, off purpose, because things do change, things do evolve, and living your life purpose does mean using the best of those qualities of Taurus, letting them have a little bit of room to grow and evolve. Overindulgence in essential things and laziness as well can be a sign that you're a little bit off track if you have the Sun in Taurus. Can be sapping your vitality if you stand still and you get way too comfortable. So those are a few things for the Sun in Aries and the Sun in Taurus. So I hope you've got some ideas now of the purpose of your Sun sign. As I say, we'll be looking at the other Sun signs as well in very soon in other videos coming up. So next up it'll be Gemini and Cancer and so on and so forth. Thank you as always for watching and for subscribing. For those of you who have subscribed, I really appreciate it. I think I've been doing this channel now for 5 or 6 weeks and I've absolutely loved every minute of all these videos that I put together, and it's such a thrill to see other people enjoying them as well. Thanks for now. Love as always. Bye bye.